She's my sister, my one and only sister, little sister. She makes me feel joyful and hopeful.
Ellen is my wife. We got married on a nature preserve out in Connecticut. It was really nice. Ellen does a great job of it's like her mom's mantra, and I think she's adopted it. It's just like moving the ball forward every day. And she does that in work, but also just in family life.
She's been dealing with a medical illness that developed when she was 25. She thought she was sick and she had a swollen gland, and that started her down the road of the lymphoma diagnosis, working through chemo and radiation. But she got through that, and then again, we were all like, okay, that's it.
We were ready for the next sort of adventure, I guess. You're always nervous in your first kid. You don't know what's gonna happen or like what's supposed to happen. And
when she was having her baby at the hospital, she started feeling short of breath, and she called me. And come to find out, after women have deliveries, then the changes in their cardiovascular system was putting more strain on her heart.
They had asked her to start just taking her blood pressure more regularly at home. Weekly, her blood pressure would keep spiking, and so we'd go in, they'd increase her meds, maybe add her on another med.
Again, she's young, and we're getting another heavy diagnosis of a valvular problem, her aortic valve.
You know, you're now being told that it's likely that this is preeclampsia, and the only current treatment for that is to have the baby. And with the timing at 22 weeks, there are like difficult ways to talk about that.
And we are talking to the surgeons, and she, again, is postpartum, not feeling well. And so she's been given a lot of things. Like, well, if you go on this valve, you're going to have to be on a blood thinner. And if you have a blood thinner, then you won't be able to get pregnant again. And that's a lot to lay on anyone.
At 26 weeks, we went into the hospital, and she was not allowed to leave at that point. You know, your blood pressure's pushing through the medication. It's getting to a point where it's untenable for your health. It was just decided that it was time that for both of them.
The doctors would come out and say, okay, we just took her off the heart-lung machine. We're going to go back and, finish up, but everything's good. And then we didn't hear anything for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And we're like, everyone's left the waiting room except for us. And we found out later, she wasn't coming off. They had to, they had to resuscitate her multiple, we didn't know what was going to happen. This is my little sister, Naz.
The American Heart Association has played a very big role in me being here today and throughout my whole journey, quite frankly.
What's your name? Marlene. And how old are you? Two. She's 2.
The American Heart Association has done such a phenomenal job of educating the public.
Pregnancy is one of the first major cardiovascular tests women's bodies go through.
I think especially as women, we chalk it up to emotions, we chalk it up to something else. But there was an underlying root cause that could be addressed.
Living through it with my sister, but just knowing as a physician as well, women present differently. And so you have to be able to educate people and to understand how they may be presenting and what they need to talk to their doctors about.
We learned through, resources like the American Heart Association that, those types of blood pressure readings and preeclampsia in general, the changes to your vascular system, what that could have meant for Ellen.
Every woman that you know has a heart. And every woman that you know, you want that heart to be healthy. And research fuels innovation, and you never know who's going to need it.
Marlene's PDA closure, they ended up doing just a catheter surgery where they went through her femoral artery and inserted a tiny little bit of memory metal into this duct in her heart and closed that. Just a few years ago, that would have been a much more invasive surgery. Each advancement stands on the shoulders of the one before it, and so people's donations do have a big impact.
After 5 years of continuing to take care of myself, follow the guidelines, I am now off the transplant list and I am rocking it. I'm very healthy, thankfully. And I'm incredibly grateful to everybody who has helped me stay alive for my family.
My sister means the world to me. She is a very positive and loving person. And every day that we have her in our lives is a blessing.
She is just a little miracle. She's on no medication. She's like completely normal 2-year-old now. And you would never know. And actually today on 2/23 is the 2-year anniversary of her coming home from 4.5 months in the NICU. It's just every day is really like the best day ever. Can I have a kissy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Every day that I get to like wake up with Marlene, I really am that happy. It's really cool.
She's my sister, and she's a survivor.